Hello YouTubealonians, you're watching this video because you have a Samsung S5 and you want to know about adding extra memory. This S5 already has 16 gigs of memory, but a lot of that's being used for your apps in regular operations of your phone. To add a memory card, you have to purchase a mini. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Then you have to access the back of this phone. And that's done right there. See that little notch in the back end? You gently lift on the corner. And it takes two hands usually, but I have another hand holding a camera. Okay, and it just pops right off. And the same thing with putting it back on. Make sure your phone is shut off completely, because pulling the battery out while it's on may not be a great idea. Okay, and then set it down. Be careful not to press on it, the screen, or have any things underneath it, because the screen can crack. You want to treat your screen with the utmost of care. Here's the battery. There's a little slot that you could use to get your fingernail in there. And it's not in there very tight. It just comes right out. See those contacts? They touch to here. So I set, just so I don't put it in wrong again, I set my battery down in the same direction as what I'm going to put it in. Now you have access for your little card, which I already put in there. Here's what it'll look like when you open up your back end. Now I was confused, which is why I'm making this video, because right here you're going to see there's a SIM card. And now the label, I should have just read this. I'm going to point with a pen. I should have read the label. It says micro SD. Well, that's this one. And then it says SIM. Now your SIM card needs to stay in there. Your phone should come with a SIM card. Ironically, I had a guy ask my daughter at an airport, asked if he could borrow her SIM card. And he said, it's just a little card inside the phone, I'd like to borrow it. Don't ever. I walked up and said, no, that's not going to happen. And I had my daughter not sit by him anymore. And I read a forum that said, someone said, don't pull these out and don't mess with these. Same with this. They have sensitive little metal contacts, and you don't want to touch those with your finger. You can see mine. This card's 2 years old. It's a little corroded. You could clean that off with a little vinegar on a cotton swab, carefully. Anyway, so you put those down, and it's going to fit on the top. So SIM card stays in there. That's the white card. That's this card sticking out a little bit. You make sure it's in there securely. And then you take your little micro SD card. I got an 8 gig one. We may need to upgrade that, but this is my wife's phone, so she doesn't need as much memory. Put it in so that it goes underneath. Once it's ready to go underneath, then you slide it all the way in with your fingernail until it clicks. And there, it's installed. Once installed, leave it there. I strongly urge you to leave it there. If you do ever need to remove that for whatever reason, let's say you're going to get another one, you have to undock it from your phone, and you can easily look up how to do that, probably in your owner's manual, or look it up online. It's super easy to find. But you have to undock it inside your phone settings before you shut it off. Then shut it off, and then put this back. Okay, the battery just slides right back in place. Everything's kosher and in place, and then we put the back on. Now, putting the back on, you want to just start at the bottom and get one of them to insert. One of these little teeth slides itself into the case, and then I run my fingers up the sides, snapping in each section, like snapping it in place. And you want to get everywhere, because this kind of helps seal out the moisture. It doesn't make it waterproof, but it sure could help if a few raindrops land on it. Again, when you're pressing on this, make sure you don't break the screen. Mine is laying very flat on a very flat surface, so the screen has no pressure on it. Then I run my hand down the sides, making sure that it's all completely snapped down. Check all sides very carefully to make sure that it's molded with the frame of the phone. And there you have it. That's how you put your micro SD card in there. Then turn it on. We'll see if it shows up in your files. I'm pretty fond of these S5s. I have an S4 for myself. This S5 is my wife's. Just got it. And now she can store music and additional photos and videos on there. Check battery cover. To protect your phone from water damage, make sure the battery cover is firmly sealed, which is what I already showed you. Okay, then scroll over. There it is, My Files. If you want to move that, you just push your finger on it and drag it to where you want to put it. There it is. Alright, SD card is down here. Device storage is on this phone, and then SD card storage is the card specifically. And then you'll have to tell it where to put your videos when you run your video programs or anything else. Like if you run music, then you can tell the music which card to go to. Alright, there you have it. That's your phone information. I hope you enjoy this. If you do, thumbs up if it helped.